there's a slogan or a saying that's been around the business, traps for a while in hiring, where you hire slow and fire fast. Where is that sat in your vocabulary, and what's your experience with that? Would you have any strong feelings on it?
Yes, I do. I support that saying because the cost of getting it wrong is so high. You get the wrong person in, and then it's damage all the way down, damage for them as well because they're not in the right job. So I'm a big proponent on hiring slow and making sure you get the right person. And the other saying is a seat left empty is better than a seat occupied by the wrong person. So 100%, I support that. But it's not as simple as that, Brenton. It's if you don't have the right team structure in place,
Yeah.
that makes the chance of hiring the wrong person much higher. Because you haven't got that blueprint and you're just hiring people, and there's a high chance you're getting the wrong person. It's not the person often. It's just that it's the wrong position for them.
So do you think the traditional pathway of recruitment in our industry, how recruitment's typically addressed, either through, the firm owner doing it themselves or engaging a traditional recruiter, does it lean into that philosophy, or do we end up in trouble more often than not because we skip that, we reverse that philosophy?
Absolutely, it's wrong. It's firstly from a recruitment agency point of view, it's just very expensive. Number one, and number two is they don't get you the right person. Often it's not their fault. It's just that they don't know your teams. You don't have a team structure, so you're just asking them to go find this superstar, and they're very hard to find superstars. Whereas when you have a team structure in place, so it's a bit like playing a soccer game. So if you're recruiting for the different positions, and you got to recruit for the goalie, you know what kind of personality you need for that goalie. And if you're recruiting for the winger, that person has to got to run fast, and so when it's very defined like that, it's a lot easier to recruit. But when a coach says to you, just find me 11 players to get on the field, then there's a really high chance that they're the wrong person in the wrong position, right? And if you don't define those positions on that team, then you're going to get the recruitment wrong. So it's not the recruitment which is the problem, is that you don't have a blueprint of the right structure of your teams that you're after. Once you have that structure in place, it's a lot clearer what person you need for what position on that team. And then you just go out and you find that position, and it's a lot easier. That's why the way we do it is I mean, you don't always get it right, okay, because we're humans, and humans are complicated things, personalities, but you minimize the risks, you minimize it by a lot.
Yeah, so a real life experience of that over the weekend. I saw someone's LinkedIn post saying that they were looking for a senior accountant for their firm. And this firm would be considered in the Australian market a forward-thinking firm, quite loud in terms of their contribution to the industry and being innovative, etc. And I commented, you should talk to Danny Bray, who is the head of our recruitment at Wize Talent. And this person commented back pretty quickly and said, no need. We got 125 applications for the role, and we found our unicorn. And I just found that interesting. And I don't know the context of how she was viewing her unicorn, but it made me think, you live rent-free in my head, and it made me think, so many firm owners are looking for the unicorns. They're looking for the superstars, and it's a trap, isn't it? Like, you can't go after unicorns and superstars because it's too hard. So could you just comment on that?
Yes, and the best example I can use is, you're I'll use the soccer team example again. You're the coach of the soccer team, but you don't have any positions. So you're looking for that superstar that can do everything. But there's a saying that a team of champions will never beat a championship team. And now a championship team is everybody's got the right roles in the team, and you bring complementary skills together. So what you get is the 1 + 1 is 5. So the outcome is bigger than the sum of its parts. All right. But when you recruit the way you just said it, you're looking for a team of champions. Okay. And yes, you might do okay, but you have to pay a lot more for that. They're under a lot of pressure because a lot of people, everybody's after that, and you don't necessarily produce the right outcomes from it because they're not working together; they're working individually, right? They're not working as a team. If you get a team working together with complementary skills, the outcome is far, far, far greater than the team of champions working on their own. So that's the context of it. So, but most people go out there and they're looking for that unicorn because they don't understand that they've got to build this team structure. So if you're a coach of a soccer team, you would just say, let's just get 11 people together and get out on the field, right? Well, I guarantee you that if you run your soccer team that way, compared to someone's coaching their team and everybody is the best in their position and they work together as a team, they're going to beat your team, no matter how many, no matter even if you've got 11 unicorns on the team.
Yeah.
The outcome you won't win this contest. So it's simply that. Work out your team structure, and then you're going to have someone that's got good interpersonal skills, good communication skills. They're the ones that should be talking, managing the client, and then behind them there is a production person that just likes to get production done. And when they work together, 1 + 1 is 5. It's brilliantly.
So to wrap up, with your, let's call it 30, maybe 40 years of experience in hiring and recruiting team members for your businesses, if we've sat a firm owner in front of you who's really looking to become a master recruiter themselves and find great people for their roles, what 2 or 3 pieces of advice or wisdom do you want to impart with them? Like what do you need them to know and to practice on to get this hiring game right?
Well, the first thing is you're not hiring, you're building a team. So if you're hiring, then you're going to get it wrong because if you want to shoot a bear, you got to know what a bear looks like. You don't know what a bear looks like, so you're just going out there and hiring. So you've got to start off with your ideal team structure, and then it becomes a lot clearer and a lot easier the different positions on that team. You can go out there and hire the right person for that team, that position. And the recruitment process is different for those different positions. So if it's a client manager, the one that deals with the clients, testing you got to put them through, it's all around interpersonal skills, communication skills, likability, because we, like it or not, we're in the business of people, and then when you're dealing with people, the clients have to like the person. So the recruitment process is different for that personality. And then the production manager is completely different again because they don't need skills to talk to clients and be friendly and all this kind of stuff. They just need to know how to do the work. And they need to manage a few people underneath their team as well. So the recruitment process for that is different again. And then if you're looking for an accountant who sits there and just does the work, it's just technical recruitment, just go through, answer questions about whether they can do this, and this, and if they can, then they're hired. And often there's lots of tests for that, but that's the wrong test for someone that's a client manager. It's more about communication skills and likability and relating to the clients, and so there's a different test for that. So firstly you got to understand the team structure, and then you can apply the right testing.
Mm-hmm. Ed, thank you as always.
Pleasure. Yeah.
It's a very interesting and noisy space at the moment as the talent war continues, and really appreciate you cutting through the noise on that. The takeaways from that for me are, team structure is paramount. Having the understanding, the knowledge, and the confidence around your team structure is crucial. Without it, you're hiring in the dark. AI is not going to kill us. It will make us more efficient, and we need to fill the capacity with better work and more relationship building and more of the same work if we want to.
Yep.
And yeah, the how we approach recruitment is very much we are not recruiters. We as firm owners, we are not recruiters, nor should we try and be recruiters. We're leaders, and we should leave the recruitment to have people who know how to do it for our industry properly assist us. Which
we're actually team builders. We're building a team, and then as long as you're clear about the position, then you can get a recruiter to recruit that position for you. But if you're not clear about your team, then no recruiter can get the right person.
I love that, and I think that's the takeaway from us today: is you're not hiring, you're building a team, and
Yes.
that's how you got to look at it. So, thank you.